even said like I crafted these just for you.
Yeah,
Like
and
it's
he's like,
like
I've been wanting to try him out on somebody.
they've been villain they've been enemies for 30 minutes, and
Yeah.
he's like, I got these ready just for you. All right, so where do we begin with this one? One word to describe that was underwhelming, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm definitely disappointed coming out of the movie. You
Yeah.
know, Supergirl with this new DC universe, DC with James Gunn at the helm.
Yep.
Superman, I thought was like when that came out, I
Yeah.
thought that was a pretty good movie, good
Yeah,
start.
I thought Superman was really solid. I was genuinely surprised by that because I'm not a huge DC person. After the DCEU, I had like no confidence.
They
But
destroyed that with
I,
all that.
I was
and-
willing to give James Gunn a chance here, and I really like Superman. I'd probably give Superman like a 8.5 out of 10. I think it was a really
James Gunn
solid
didn't
movie.
direct Supergirl though, but obviously he's still like ahead of like the CEO, but still.
Yeah, I could definitely see some James Gunn inspiration in the movie, and we'll kind of get into that a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like the director was trying to be James Gunn when he couldn't.
When he's just not. Yeah, he's just not in that bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was a major step back. I had some serious hope for the DCU after Superman, but I think this was a major step back.
I'm not saying the DCU's like terrible, like it's blown up now, but yeah, this is definitely not a great like second movie, at least in this
saga
in
of
this new
movies,
universe
or this
yeah.
phase, if you
But
want
yeah,
to call
just
it.
the movie overall, it's just another movie, just like a below average, like
Yeah.
just nothing really. I didn't mind Supergirl, like Millie Alcock. I thought like given what like I feel like was the writing and stuff. I didn't think she was that bad. Like I think with better like material, she would be better. But
You like young Rhaenyra, Supergirl?
yeah, I liked her in House of the Dragon. She was only in there for like half this first season, but I thought she was really good in that. And
Yeah.
I didn't think she was bad in this. It was mainly the material, like the writing, like the dialogue. I thought was just not good.
I thought that a lot of her dialogue just didn't hit. I kind of took some notes on that. She had
Yeah.
like some corny lines in there. Like I just feel like nothing was really funny. And I feel like none of the jokes that they tried to make landed. And I feel like for an opening night release, nobody laughed.
Yeah,
like
there
it was
wasn't
just
any.
not entertaining at all. Like there was no entertainment value, and like nothing really got a reaction.
Yeah.
Like she had some corny lines in there, like when they got in that big fight in the bar, and she was like, "You guys ready, boys? Like have your
Yeah.
hands on your like just like she just had some corny like line deliveries in there, and I feel like that happened like all movie, like especially when she flew in at the end for that final battle,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh, like I don't think we formally met. Like just some of her
Too,
like
her-
line
the,
delivery
yeah.
was
the
so
villain. God, he was just
The
the most
villain was
forgettable
villain ever.
I could barely
Like, it
remember
just-
his name. It's like
yeah.
Krim in it.
yeah, and he's what was that group he was a part of?
The Brigands or
Yeah,
something
the
like
Brigands.
that.
Yeah, like the most forgettable villains I've
Yeah,
ever
just-
seen. Like I just did not care for the villains
Yeah,
at
the
all.
story itself just was like, and then like, obviously they had crypto, and like I feel like they like when you want to, we can get into spoilers now. So
Yeah.
spoiler warning.
Just rip the band-aid off here. Let's
But
just get it
so,
over
yeah,
with.
like near the beginning of the movie, they had crypto get like poisoned by that Krim dude,
Yeah.
and then but I felt like it didn't really hit because like we never saw them really together. Like we saw
Yeah.
crypto and Superman, he was all right, so it didn't really like be emotional like what
Yeah,
he was
the whole
trying to
movie,
go for.
she was like, "Oh, I'm just trying to save my dog," or "This is for my dog." Like, it was like your typical beat the clock movie where you just knew,
Try
like,
to save
okay,
'em.
somebody's poisoned or somebody's dying, and we have this many hours or this many days
Yeah.
in order to save them, so we got to go find an antidote. Like it was like that typical storyline. She had like 72 hours to find the antidote.
Yeah.
To be able to save him, and then of course at the end they do the big emotional moment where
He
his
wakes
eyes
up.
aren't opening at the start. And it takes a few seconds
Yeah.
too long for his eyes to open, and then he's up jumping around.
Yeah, I just
It's
felt like it was that was like at the beginning of the film, so it's like we didn't even really see them together that much, so it didn't really hit that much. Like,
Yeah,
or at
just-
least I think what they were trying to go for. Like throughout the film, they did those flashbacks and stuff like to her when she was younger, and that wasn't like too bad. Like, and then it showed like them like meeting and stuff. But I feel like that should have started with that. Like it kind of just started with her young and then getting sent off or something like that. They kind of do
yeah,
that
to
in,
kind
like,
of give her
Superman.
origin story and then jump
Yeah,
forward to
but
where
they
we actually
I just
started.
felt like there was no flow to the movie. Like it was just jumping
all
back
over
and
the
forth,
place.
and like some of the scenes, I don't know, I guess the final battle was like cooler with like the action, but it wasn't anything I was like, oh, that's sick. Like
Yeah, the only thing I really did like from the action sequences was that in slow-mo sequence where Ruthie's like standing in the middle, like
Yeah, that was
kind of
pretty cool.
looking around, and it was like slow-mo, and she was flying around her in circles, taking
Yeah.
out all the enemies.
I like when she like uses like the laser eyes and stuff like that's pretty cool. But I don't know. Yeah, just as a movie overall, it's
Just there was not a single likable character in this movie.
Lobo with Jason Momoa was like okay,
all right, but he plays such a minimal role. He's very
Yeah.
much like an anti-hero in this movie, where he's kind of like on his own path, but he's like willing to help them if it suits him.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't play a very big role. Some of his jokes he tried to get off, like his line delivery, kind of similar to Supergirl. It just didn't hit. There was nothing funny.
Yeah.
Like there was just not a single likable character. Even the little girl Ruthie, they tried to get her They tried to get us emotionally tied with her by killing her family right in the opening sequence of the movie, and then her little emotional like sisterhood, like older sister
With Supergirl,
with Supergirl. Yeah, it didn't hit. Like Ruthie was just not a likable character at all. Like the only moment that she had that was somewhat entertaining was when she was acting like she was emotionally distressed in that cage,
Yeah.
and she called that guard in there.
We've
and then
seen
she
that
took,
though before
yeah,
in
and
like
she
movies.
took that guard out. It was just like okay.
Like that too with the whole like because the whole story like don't do revenge because it's gonna like haunt you for the rest of your life, and then of course like Supergirl when she walks away kills him.
Yeah,
and then
I knew
like
she was gonna take the kill for herself. Like yeah,
and then this whole movie she's like distraught, like doesn't know where she wants to be, and then at the end of the movie she's with Superman. I'm at peace now. Like,
I'm ready to be in the city. I'm ready to be in Metropolis. It's like okay,
yeah, I didn't really get that much, but yeah, just the characters, nothing like I said earlier,
nobody was likable.
Yeah, and just like the flow of the movie, I felt like it was just kind of not all over the place, but nothing kind of like I don't know. They just jump back and forth a lot, which I didn't really.
Especially the first half of the movie, Supergirl, like she just they pick up where they left off in Superman, planting the seed that she's like a big partier.
Yeah,
and she's got an alcohol problem. Yep. So they kind of pick up where they left off there. She's kind of traveling around between planets, just getting drunk. At the beginning, they were kind of like labeling the solar systems in colors. She was in like the red.
Yeah, she wants to be in red. She said that because she can actually feel stuff.
Yeah, and she has
wants
no
to be
powers.
drunk.
Yeah, and so then just like Superman, she needs the yellow sun to basically power herself up.
That's another thing towards the end, like we're kind of jumping around, which it's fine, but like the final the final battle with Krim, the villain, he had those kryptonite darts. Like how did he even have those? Like where did he get
he
those?
said I crafted these just for you. Yeah, he's Batman with prep time.
Like
apparently.
what? Like I didn't think like they all thought like Krypton, everyone was dead. So how does he have these kryptonite darts? Like ready?
Just out of nowhere. Yeah,
like,
he's
what?
like literally.
So
literally
some
Batman
of the, like,
with prep time out of nowhere.
Yeah, like that didn't make any sense. What was I gonna say too?
Yeah, he even said like I crafted these just for you.
Yeah,
like,
and he's like I've been wanting to try them out on somebody.
They've been enemies for 30 minutes, and he's like I got these ready just for you.
And then the music in this movie, I thought there was no like James Gunn has a good soundtracks like Guardians. There's like needle drops, and none of the music in this movie.
It feels like the music did not fit the scenes that we were watching.
Again, it's the director trying to be like a James Gunn with those like needle drop like fight scenes with like music headphones, and it just didn't hit at all.
Yep, I did think that it had a very Guardians of the Galaxy type vibe. Like it had some James Gunn inspiration from like costumes, the sets, the makeup, like the way the aliens look,
the characters,
Yep, the way all the aliens look, the way the ships look, and the way they move was very like Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep, and even like on some of the buildings on the planets they went to, like in the bars and stuff, they had those real neon lights. It looked very Guardians of the Galaxy from the sets and the like makeup and costuming perspective. But
positive I'll say is Superman in the movie. I felt like every time he popped up, it was like not bad.
Yeah,
like he was just obviously like he was in more than I thought it would be. Like he was
David Cornsweet. He had like 4 or 5 different little cameos
scenes
in this movie,
and then I didn't think he was too bad like in the movie, but
he was pretty much just himself, just like from the Superman movie.
Yep.
So there was nothing. He didn't overly impress me. He didn't really do anything. He just had a few simple talking scenes. He wasn't dislikable.
Yeah, I thought it was just the material, like the script. Like I thought just overall it was just.
I feel like the story in moments was like extremely predictable. Even kind of towards the beginning when she got shot out of the that ship when those like raiders were on the
raiders
ship,
or whatever,
tech pirates, whatever they were on the ship, and they launched her out into space. It even had a Guardians of the Galaxy type vibe. You could see she had that like ashy look coming over her face, kind of like Yondu when he died in like Guardians 2. It had that type of look to it, so it was like that was more Guardians inspiration. And then you could see the yellow sun peeking over, and it's like, okay, obviously the sun's gonna power her up right here. Even towards the end, they kind of did that when she went on the planet for the final battle. She was like, it was like a 2-sun planet, so the green sun like depowered her like kryptonite, but then the yellow sun peeks over and then saves her after she lays in the cave. Yeah, we go on that Ruthie side story for 30 minutes while we're waiting for her to get basically revived out of the cave.
She was just laying in that cave.
Yeah, God, there was such a cringe moment too when she was speaking that alien's other language. When Ruthie got on that ship, remember she was like holding her down on the ground, and she got up. Yeah, she started doing that other like alien language. It was like, oh my God.
But yeah, I don't know. Not like I'm never really gonna want to go back to this movie at all for sure.
I'm never rewatching that again. Yeah, I didn't expect much from it, but golly, it was more underwhelming than I thought it was gonna be. It kind of felt like in some scenes too, it had some like Captain Marvel-esque moments to it, like in that beginning sequence when she was like flying through space, like dodging ships, and then she was like floating in the air, like aura farming. Her hair was like blowing in the wind, like glowing. It was like, it kind of felt like Captain Marvel-ish. I felt like the one scene that actually had some decent emotional beats, you kind of touched on it a little bit, was the scene with her parents. It was kind of the flashback scene.
Yeah, I thought the flashback scenes were not that bad. I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, it was like that part of Krypton that they like flew off the planet as it was getting destroyed. It was like a floating egg of Krypton.
Like an island, pretty much,
Yep. And then that's where she was born and raised on that floating part of Krypton. And then, but they said that when they took off from the planet, it unearthed a part of the soil that was basically how they like discovered kryptonite, and then that's what ends up killing her mom and eventually killing her dad. So that's why they
everybody else too.
Yep. So that's why they sent her off to Earth. I thought that had some good emotional beats, but the thing with that was I hated how it turned into like an anime show where we had to read subtitles the whole time. I felt like that went on for like 15 minutes and everybody was speaking that foreign language. Everybody was speaking Kryptonian and we were reading subtitles for
I didn't mind that. I didn't think that was too long.
15 minutes. I just felt like that was stretched out way too long. All right, so let's get into ratings. So Supergirl out of 10, what do you give it?
I will give Supergirl a 3 out of 10.
I'm right there with you. 3 out of 10.
3.
That's what I was thinking.
I feel like Supergirl was not too bad in the movie, like her playing it. But yeah, just the villain was forgettable. The like Lobo was okay. Jason Momoa. Superman I thought was probably the most positive thing in the movie, and he was just in small scenes. But again, I just thought this was just a didn't flow, forgettable villain. Yeah, everything like that.
Yep, I completely agree. 3 out of 10. Just not a very good storyline. Very messy, very all over the place. They were trying to draw inspiration from James Gunn. It was real James Gunn-esque, but just did not hit like a James Gunn movie. This was a major step back from Superman. Just no characters in this movie were likable at all. I just did not enjoy this movie at all. I will never watch it again. The only positive I will say is that at least it was short. At least it didn't drag on too long. It wasn't like a 2.5 hour movie. So,
and again, I think this doesn't like wreck the DCU. It's over, but like because the Superman like Man of Tomorrow movie that comes out next year. So, and that's James Gunn again directing. So, and she's supposed to be in that. Kind of sets that up at the end. But
I think she could work as a good side character maybe, but I don't think she can hold her own in a solo movie by herself.
Lead the movie, I can see that. But I'm curious too. Just DCU, you got Batman, because you have Robert Pattinson's Batman, then they're like doing their own Batman too, then Wonder Woman, so they're trying to set all this up. So
and Clayface later this year.
And that's like kind of random. It's like a random Batman villain.
Like a random small Batman villain. So I don't know where they're taking that. I am curious to see what they do there, just because it is a
like a horror,
like movie. A rated R horror movie. So that sounds kind of interesting. I'm intrigued by that. More intrigued than I was with Supergirl going in, but I don't know. This was a major step back from Superman in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys staying till the very end. Please leave a thumbs up down below. Let us know in the comment section what you guys thought of Supergirl. Come back next week for more videos. Peace.